Living and running in Oregon, it is definitely a unique experience. You know, obviously there's some of the best athletes in the world wherever you run, and then you come to Portland and it does have a good amount of rain, but you end up embracing it. At the end of the day, I think it kind of makes a runner maybe a little grittier, a little tougher, because you add those elements in where it's muddy and cold, and you're not fazed by it. When you're in a race and you're in the rain, it just feels like another day at the office. So today we are in Forest Park up on Northwest Germantown Road. We're going for a run out on Wildwood Trail. It goes for miles and miles. It's actually so long that I have never run the whole thing. So I just relocated to Eugene. I finished school at Southern Oregon University in Ashland. An opportunity opened up with Ian Dobson and Team Run Eugene, and it's too good to pass up. So it's fun to mix it up. Every other weekend I could come up here and go to a different starting point on Wildwood Trail. With the seasons changing as well, it makes the trail look different every single time I come up. I mean, originally I'm from San Diego, and I'm a little biased. It's very beautiful, but Oregon, it has seasons, and I never was able to experience that. And so to be up here and experience the seasons and how beautiful it is, especially in a place like Forest Park, it's pretty hard to find. So Portland's really cool. I noticed that so many characters, I guess is the best way to describe it. It's just so much fun. A lot of times when I'm in Portland, I will go for a run in Forest Park, and then I'll find myself in the Pearl District, which has lots of restaurants, and they have lots of activities going on. There's shows, and there's so much to do. They have Providence Park, where the Portland Timbers play. I'm a huge soccer fan, and I've been to a couple games in England and stuff like that, and it's very comparable of the atmosphere with the fans, and it's just so much fun. And one of my favorite places to eat is Stepping Stone Cafe. It's a small little corner shop. If anyone's in town, that's somewhere you have to check it out. I compare that to maybe the Diablo Burger that people talk about in Flagstaff. It's just a place that you gotta check out. And if there was a race in Portland, maybe that day, you're bound to bump into some sort of athlete right after that.
You go to other places, you know runners when you see them. I mean, they're wearing running clothes and they look like runners, but Here in Portland, like, I can pull up and get gas and some guy just, you know, heavy beer gut, just not looking like anything. I'll go, yeah, I ran Portland in '82. You know, you look like you don't exercise at all.
Right.
And that's kind of the cycle of Portland. You get here, if you get entrenched in the Portland community, you will love weird things, and you will also probably end up loving some part of running or walking.
So the Indoor World Championships are going to be held in the United States and here in Portland at the Oregon Convention Center. That's coming up. So what are some of people's impressions that you see when someone visits Portland for the first time and they come in here and get to know running in the area?
Out-of-towners come into our store, a lot of times they'll ask, like, you know, I've seen people running in groups all over town during the day. Like, how is this even possible? We're like, that's what Portland does. You know, the garbage guys take a break in the middle of the day and they go run. So I think that that's going to bode well for these in-town events.
So looking around the store, I see some interesting things. Can you show us around a little bit?
Sure, why not? Yeah, we've been in this location for about 12 years. We actually got this location, it was a restaurant that never opened. So we have all these little short walls around, which we love. We have these kind of little dividers. We've also kind of memorialized some of our older singlets up there on the wall.
Some of these big posters on the wall. You pointed this one out a minute ago.
Yeah. That big poster is actually my wife, Paula Harkin. She's a very passionate runner and has an event company called Run with Paula. She's on her 7-year running streak. She's averaged about 6.5 miles a day. So
running streak every single day?
Every day, yeah. Through
wow.
like walking pneumonia and a torn Achilles and all
That's
kinds
incredible.
of people say, did she ever get injured? I'm like, yeah. She just, unlike we would take a break, she just kind of keeps running. So yeah,
cool.
that image for us kind of epitomizes that side of running, passion, and the feminine side too. So yeah, this chalkboard allows us to keep up with our group runs like Thirsty Thursday and the walking group and the track night, and kind of alert our customers that we've got some dynamic stuff, you know, depending on the weather, if we have a special event. We've also put together a really great community team. It's now about 200 people, and we have a Grand Prix. It's age graded, so that's pretty cool. We've actually taken these recovered pieces of old growth stump, so our Grand Prix winners are noted up there and forever engraved in the wood of the Northwest.
And so it's Wildwood starts down here in Hoyt Arboretum and Washington Park.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the hilly end of things, in my opinion. It's a really fun place to go. It's very scenic on this end. You can get city views and you can get a lot of kind of Portland-specific feels. It's a great place to park, and the Arboretum is beautiful. There's Pittock Mansion, and you can kind of hike down to the Rose Gardens and see some things that most people drive to.
Right.
And you can hop on that trail and go for a really long way. In fact, if you end up at the other end of this trail, there's nothing really out there on Newberry. It's just a road. There's no stores or anything. So you want to make sure you plan out your route accordingly.
Well, in Portland, you know, today's a perfect example. It's raining a little bit, but if you don't run in the rain in Portland, you're not going to get a lot of running in the winter.
It's all the wet stuff. Your feet are wet, you're in the right trail.
I'm Todd Jensen and part of Trail Factor, and we come out to Forest Park every Thursday morning, start running at 5:45, and some people, this is kind of a late start, some of it's early, but you know, you crawl out of bed and you don't really want to be here, but once you get out here, you're happy to be here, and the day is better because you're out running with some friends out in the woods. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's quite the feat.
We also have a group Tuesday night that runs, been doing it for, 8 years probably, and head over to Lucky Lab for a beer afterwards. It's a little too early for a beer now, so we just head to work right after this.
All right. Bye, guys. Bye.
See ya.
I'm really excited about this year. It's obviously an Olympic year, and Olympic years are unique because everyone really comes out to play, as I say. So I'm focused on that, and I'm up here essentially for fun and because I love it, but also because I have my own goals and dreams. And I'm really excited about the season. I got a short little indoor season we're gonna do, but the long term is definitely the Olympic trials, July 1st in Eugene. I want to knock out the Olympic standards, which is 13:25 in the 5,000 and 3:36 in the 1,500. I think they're very much within my reach, and if I can attain that, then I think we're moving in the right direction. But ultimately, I just want to be competitive. I want to be a person that is there at the bell lap and there on the home stretch and the finish. As much as I want to run a fast time, I think the fast times will ultimately come from just being competitive. And so those are my goals for this year, and then moving forward. Last summer I was in Portland for a couple weeks, and it seemed like every weekend there was something in the running culture going on. And so it's so cool to see that there's these small races going on, and they have the elite races, and then even to the spring, they have the World Indoor Championships here, and that's obviously the top of the elite that are coming to Portland. And so in terms of running and the area, it's really immersed, and it's so awesome.
So Leaf is the fire road that parallels Wildwood.
Right. It's great. It's a 11-mile point-to-point fire road that kind of undulates and turns, cuts through the forest. It's not super hilly, and it's got quarter-mile posts, which is nice. And it's not uncommon to see, world-class American record holders prancing around at a very ridiculously fast pace. Our good friend Nick Triolo, he was running on Leif Erikson one day, and all of a sudden he just saw probably about 30 naked guys running at him. And apparently there was a run called the Fig Leaf 5K. It was basically just a bunch of naked dudes running up Leif Erikson, and there was nobody that could stop them.
There's this classic saying, keep Portland weird. We like to, it's nice to be as diverse as possible. The trail element also just keeps it mixed up. There's just a real love of running here that everyone can get into together.
I think also too about the trail scene just being very supportive. There's a lot of camaraderie that comes along with it. I think it's very much like the food cards. I think people want to support the small and the local person that's trying to really just make a living. I feel like there's a lot of parallels to the communities.
Besides the amazing trail system here in town, you aren't very far off from some great trails outside of town.
It's hard to get spoiled. You have this amazing stuff in town, but you're like, there's so much outside that you sort of forget what's right next to you sometimes. You look out from these high points in town and you can see Jefferson, Hood, Adams, Helens, and Rainier. So some of our favorite trails do complete circle loops around these mountains. So the one around Hood is 40 miles. Just literally feels like you're in the Alps. Unbelievable trail running.
And it's all about getting people moving, getting people connected back to nature, back to the outdoors, back to our kind of natural state. People are realizing that, going out into the forest just makes them feel good. It's as simple as that.
You could go 30 miles on the Wildwood Trail, and then keep going where it hits the end in the zoo, and get on the Markham Trail that leads up to Council Crest. One of the best, probably the best viewpoint in the city.
So see Hood and everything?
Oh yeah, we should go up there.
I was about to say, segueing into the next potential topic. So this is our Thursday night group run. Every Thursday night we have this. It's always a really awesome night. Tons of fun people come out. We meet at different spots around Portland. This is a nice local track with access to the trails right up here. We are going up to Council Crest. It's the highest sort of nice public viewpoint. We'll basically see the whole spread of lights of the whole city spread out beneath us. Really, really nice spot.
You guys ready? Here we go!